Alright, I just got done making my video on the Dimetrodon. Now I want to talk about this guy. This is the second modded dino that dropped today. This is the Tenontosaurus. And obviously it's a Herbie, kind of looks like an iguanodon, but the tail is even longer somehow. If you have played The Isle, you probably know what this is. This is a longtime staple dinosaur of that game. And I've tried it out a little bit. I gotta say, I was really worried because it's pretty small, and when I was doing my Dimetrodon video I saw these guys getting killed left, right, and center. But after playing it for a little bit, I think this thing can actually hold its own with a little bit of practice. So we're gonna get into it. The first thing I want to show you is sort of the things you can run with it. You can run either a headbutt or a bite. I'm going with the headbutt for now. On senses, I chose to go speed because I want to be able to get away from things like Kalinkin and Dimetrodon a little easier, but you can run standard, defense, and attack. On the front limb, you get a rend, which is interesting. It's kind of like the Iggy thumb attack, I guess. Metabolism, herbivore, fungivore, and forager. On hide, I'm running thick scales at the moment because I didn't want to lose any turn radius on my hide over here with lightweight, but you can run thick scales, standard, resilient, and lightweight. On the back legs, you do get a back kick, kind of like the iguanodon has. This is an interesting one. This is rollover. It says rollover to entertain, heal from venom and bleed 15% faster. Really not... it's not super practical. You have to be at a stop to use it. I guess post-fight, if you had built up some bleeder venom, you could do this. 15% isn't really that much. I feel like they programmed the animation because it's kind of cute, and then as an afterthought gave it some effects to make it more practical, but I appreciate it anyway. And on the tail, you can run tail slam, paddle, and tail attack. I'm currently running with paddle and tail slam because I've already got the back kick, and the tail attack would have just taken up way too many slots. As you can see, I'm almost completely full on my slots. And then on voice, rallying call, that's to increase the defense of your party, and you got stampede, which increases the attack of all the hadrosaurs in your party. Some pretty cool skins on this guy. I really like this because it's blue. Blue is like my favorite thing ever, but the default's not bad. You got some pretty cool stuff, some stripey boys, some green boys. Yeah, not bad. The model's all right. And with all that out of the way, I guess we're gonna get into it. The first thing I've noticed is that you're relatively quick. Your stamina goes down really slowly, which is fantastic because your tail slam does use stamina. And your turn is pretty good. You've got a huge tail, which makes it really easy to turn and to hit people with that tail slam. Like, the range on that is just insane, which I think is how I've had the most luck as far as fighting this thing goes. But I'm gonna get out there, look for some trouble, and kind of show you what this thing can do. I think it's a lot of fun. So hopefully that interests you and you'll join me, and thank you for watching. So there's a Nyctyrannus, or yeah, Nyctyrannus. Oh wow. I was gonna fight the Nyctyrannus, but now I kind of want to fight these guys. I guess he doesn't know I'm helping him. Oh, great. Oh my god. Holy cow. Uh-oh. Game's up. Oh boy. That's a pretty fitting end, I'm not gonna lie. Was a lot tougher than I thought it'd be. So to be fair, I was messing around a lot with the rending claw attack, and you have to be at a standstill to use it, which sucks. From what I can see, oh, sorry, wrong command. From what I can see, it doesn't even do that much bleed. So I don't know why I keep trying. I just really like inflicting bleed, I guess. But you have to be at a standstill, which is not good for this thing. In my opinion, the best way to run Tenonto is to stay on the move and just abuse your tail slam, because it doesn't use that much stamina and it hits really hard. I mean, alternate between that and your headbutt, but I don't really see use for much else except for the roll. I was kind of clowning on the roll earlier, and to be honest, it's actually pretty good for baiting, because let me see if I can show you this. The animation looks like you're laying down, but mid-animation you can move. So I didn't let it play out, but it looks like you're laying down, but you can start running again as if you're standing, which means you can get people to think you're laying down when you pop that, and then you can just immediately start running and hit them by surprise. I've done it a few times, it's pretty effective. So I'm actually going to swap out the back kick for the regular tail attack, and since I don't really go into the water that much, I don't mind getting rid of the paddle. The reason I'm swapping out the back kick is only because I don't know if it's broken or what, but I've gotten what I thought were some really solid direct hits with my back kick before, and nothing happened. So I don't know if it's, like I said, it's broken, or maybe it's just like super specific on how you hit something, but I think I'm gonna have more luck with my regular tail attack. It's a bummer because if the back kick is anything like the iguanodons, it would have done a lot more damage than a regular tail attack, but at least with this one I'll actually be doing damage, hopefully, fingers crossed. So, I was right in my assumption that I would die a lot more during this video than with the Dimetrodon one. Because as it turns out, I think this thing's great. I think it's a lot of fun. And certainly the way that I think you're supposed to use it, or the way that you'll have the most luck using it, is by using your tail. You see how the tail is like twice the length of my body, or it's like a half of my total body length? I would say use the length on that tail and abuse the tail slam, because it doesn't use much of your stamina. Your stamina gauge is fine as it is. I mean, that's really the best way to use it. And as it turns out, switching my back kick for a regular tail attack wasn't a great idea, because they share the same cooldown. So final thoughts on the Tenonto. I fought with it for a little while, had a few good fights. I've killed a few things, not all of them ended up being recorded. I beat a couple of Nycteranus. I beat a couple of Dimetrodon, although Dimetrodon are really hard for this thing to beat, because they outspeed you, they outdamage you. You know, they're rough. But it can be done. Usually it's a lot of faking them out on turns and hitting them with your tail slam. I've beaten Allos and Driptos and Kalinkins. This thing, I think it's on the lower end of mid-tier, but I will say, if you get good at it, you may surprise yourself. Just like I said, use your turn, use your speed, use your stam, and absolutely abuse that tail slam. And I think you'll be surprised with what you can get away with. But yeah, I think that about does it for the Tenontosaurus. I hope this video was informative, entertaining, whatever. And thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.